Hi there, I'm Atila Iamarino. I'm a biologist, a Brazilian biologist. I'm trying to convince people that don't know that they like science to get to know, understand, and like science. I explain everyday phenomena with science, so why we like the things we like, why we eat what we eat, usually also using science to understand what's happening in the world. They started as a actual passion for science and for teaching, so the best kind of consequence I could have was to see people coming to science or coming to love science because of what I would talk.
Fala nerds, esse é o novo Nerdologia e eu sou Atila Iamarino.
One of the first videos we did, it was so new at the time or so different of what we had on YouTube that we had to actually explain to people what we were doing, but it worked. It was my first camera and first setup, so I don't know how to address people in the video. I had to shoot for hours, so we would have a minutes-long segment. So it was mostly answering comments and explaining to people how the channel was doing and everything else we were doing. So this is one of the very big achievements for Nerdologia at the time.
Começamos 2020 no meio.
So this is the first video that I did on COVID-19 actually and coronavirus. I worked with viruses, I researched how viruses spread, how they are transmitted, how we can see it. It's January of 2020 and I'm seeing all the commotion about China, coronavirus and what's happening there. And so this is the first video about this topic that was, look, we're having this problem beginning in Asia and they are taking it very, very, very seriously. And if they're doing what they're doing and can't hold this virus, can't stop this disease, we'll have way more trouble than China has if it comes to Brazil or any other country. So I would put this video as one of the most important that I did because it shows how this media can be informing to people, how we can communicate science and important stuff to people, even if it's a funny science YouTube channel.
Já declarou situação de emergência e ele prevê.
I started doing lives on my own channel, explaining COVID to at that point in time to my followers, to people that were following me for a very long time and were curious, interested, worried about COVID. It's an hour-long live of me tense. You can see with my eyes and everything how I was worrying about it. At this point, I had the support of friends from Studio 42, that is the people that would edit Nerdologia. So I could have graphics, show people the lines and trends and how many cases we had, how they were going. So those were classes on virology and epidemiology, but this was a very important class on what was happening. I think YouTube just showed me how much people want to learn and understand what's happening and educate themselves on social media. What I find most exciting is how to use the audience that we grew, how to use the respect I've got to bring more science to people and more education to them. It's really necessary here.